Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's that time, it's tarot time with Cindy. I am going to do a general collective reading. I'm going to try to tap into your deeper energies here and get a good snapshot of you and what's going on with you. Now, it is general. Because it's general, it may or may not resonate. If it does resonate, I'm really glad that we were able to connect. If it does not resonate, hopefully next time. I don't know why though. I feel like almost I don't know, I was getting this feeling like it's going to resonate with everybody, so it'll be interesting to see what cards come out. I am going to start with the Shadow of the Middle Ages Oracle deck, and then we're going to get into it together with the Tarot. I needed a bit of a hot minute there after pulling out your cards, guys. You could see what was on the table. This is a pretty big message, so it's going to take me a second to unpack this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a description of how you're being described as who you truly are. So I'm picking up the energy of, particularly because you have the Pisces card, a very spiritual and very creative group of people. You might actually be a Pisces, but that does not necessarily mean that you are. This is general and collective. We all can take on these energies through the planetary aspects of that zodiac sign or the house that it represents, or there could be a specific planet that you have in that house or represented by Pisces somehow that is relevant to this reading. So I do want to describe you as someone who is quite creative. Maybe you get a lot of downloads. You might even get downloads through music. Music might be a really profound way that you download or that what you create, how you express yourself, but you are a very creative person. Now, I feel like there's something that's gone on here where there's maybe you've been through something where it involved you closing off or ending ties with a lot of different people, because there seems to be a larger perception from others that something has ended between you and them. Now, some energies or people may even perceive you as their end. And when I say that, I mean, these could be energies that maybe in the past were clinging to your energy, benefiting from your energy. And without that, it kind of feels like, well, damn, this is the end of me. Now what do I do? You know, it feels a little bit like that. And it's really interesting when we continue to go through the cards. I think a lot of people also kind of maybe misunderstand about whatever it is that you're building or whatever it is that you're trying to create a foundation and the type of security and stability that you're trying to produce in your life. People may be projecting onto you. Okay, so if I look at this house, it looks like a great big house, right? Great big house up on the hill. But it's almost like there could even be some envy or jealousy about this great big house up on the hill. But the thing that I'm really getting here, because this is like a bit of a misunderstanding area, is the warm glow of the lights in the windows here. And that feels like home. So whatever home ends up being to you, it's almost like there's a misconception from others that there's an ulterior motive. Like you could even be somebody who wants to perhaps, I don't know, maybe start a commune or something like that, right? And to do that, you'd probably need a pretty big piece of property. You'd probably need a few different buildings. You know, people may look at that and on the surface, they may say, oh, the collective or whoever I'm talking to, they just want all of that abundance and wealth for themselves, where actually your intent is to create a place where everyone feels comfortable, or maybe even a place where others can feel safe. So I don't know, that might be something really specific for someone. It might be something that you've been thinking of, or you may even be in the process of creating like a spiritual group of some sort. People see you. So what's really interesting is the image that you kind of have here, it is connected to music somehow. So some of you may actually be musical. Some of you may actually be musical. Some of you may actually be 55. I feel like this is connected to this Piscean energy, your creativity. So there's an aspect of your creativity that is part of your image here. It doesn't necessarily have to be music, but I am getting like that as a creative outlet, right? That we could connect with Pisces. Your hidden agenda definitely needs to be explored with the tarot. This is the hidden agenda. Either you have a hidden agenda here to dismantle something incredibly toxic, or you may be utilizing that energy to try to gain something. Based on the underlying cards, I feel like the underline is really important. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But based on that underline, I feel like it's more that you're trying to dismantle something extremely toxic around you. Okay? Now, this is really interesting. Like this is the card that's indicating what your next move should be. And the bridge card comes out. So this is joining two different spaces. This is actually even, I'm kind of like seeing the mediator card in the archetype deck, where this is somebody who is bridging a gap between two spaces in time. How that is, or what that is for you, I don't know yet. I have to pull out tarot. We're going to do that together. What the thing that you really need to know about yourself is gloves. So, and you can see that this is an armored glove. So this is somebody who may use a very strong hand at times. It could be someone, but when you are pushed to a certain level, then it's kind of like, don't mess with you. That's what I kind of pick up with that, right? So this is the thing to understand about yourself, whether you realize this or not. But when you are pushed to a certain level, there is a type of armor that will come out on you. And these are not like the term like kid gloves. These are serious gloves. Like, and okay, if this is something that you're working against, it's probably a good idea. So, and also I want to say, what you may not realize about yourself is you do have some level of spiritual armor around you also. So you do carry spiritual armor. I don't know, maybe some of you are literally like your soul is incarnated here to... this is more than just raising the frequency of planet Earth. And I don't want to just describe it as that, because this is like a really big, heavy reading. See, the demon card, right, is fallen angel. The fallen angel who had an incredibly big ego and thought he could do better. And this energy will try to... it's kind of coming out here. Okay. This energy will try to deceive others or wrap them up into its storyline by making others desire perhaps wealth, status, abundance. It twists the true meaning of what somebody's existence should be centered around. So I do feel like that there's something here in a way that you do that, right? And I could describe it as simply as you're raising the frequency. That just makes it sound like too easy. It's not that easy. And with the cards that I'm looking at and this underline, there's some sort of spiritual warfare that you were 100% like involved in here. And you do have spiritual protection. You have a spiritual armor around you. Okay, your truest path here. This is your truest path. This is harvest and appreciation. It is to appreciate what you have around you. It is perhaps not to be distracted. This energy will come to us at any time. If there's any sort of an opening, if we are particularly fatigued emotionally or mentally, our spiritual armor, you may forget to put that on as you walk the door. And I kind of mean that in a metaphorical way. This area that is it's like your hidden agenda. It's an area of yourself that you may not be fully aware of. So it may even kind of help you understand why you are in the situations that you are in at times and how things have evolved around you and continue to evolve around you. Because this is not really the layout of someone who's, just here to incarnate on earth just for the sake of it and have the wonderful experiences. This is a spiritual warrior's energy. Okay. The underline, you have pyramids, it's number 77. You have Beltane, number 101. And let's just stop there for a second. Notice how these two are one after the other. You have the solid pyramid, and then you have the image of the pyramid up in fire, in flame. So the pyramid does kind of symbolize, particularly in this card, obviously, right, like ancient wisdom and mysticism and magic. But it does symbolize sort of like structures that stand the test of time. Now, I find it quite interesting because the symbol of that structure is now up in flame in part of your underline, the very beginnings of your underline. So it is changing, I believe, maybe not necessarily the physical structure of something, but it is changing the spiritual understanding of it and the meaning of the structure. But the Beltane is also about the divine masculine and feminine, the union of that. So there's some sort of spiritual change that comes in before there can be material changes. All right. And then this came out the other day, right? The talisman. There is the protection. There is the spiritual protection. You have the lily. In this case, it's coming through to me as a token, like a token of peace. It's like a peace lily. I'm really getting like peace lily. Yeah, I'm really getting the message that with this Beltane, whether people were fully aware of it or not, they are burning away some type of spiritual, like a spiritual dead end. It's almost like there's some sort of course of divine energy that needs to take like another branch on the tree of life. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. This is the section here that makes me feel like you are kind of like involved in some type of spiritual warfare that goes on here. And, when I say that, you could be someone who, like, I want to pick something really mundane, and it's not an insult because some of the people that I am most grateful for are the people that are often like kind of like looked down upon, or like I always like to bring in the garbage men and women, because they have such a difficult job. They're dealing with traffic. They're dealing with noise. They're dealing with physical exhaustion. They're dealing with climate and the elements. But I'm so grateful for those people because they come and they take the things that I don't want in my life anymore, and that alleviates something from me, right? But a lot of people will look down on them. So I want to say, like, you could be someone who who has a job. Like, you could work on an assembly line, or you could be like, and again, I am not putting these jobs down. I think they're incredibly important, and that's what I'm going to try to stress here. You could be a janitor. You could be someone who, I don't know, like, there's just so many levels of this. But it's like, even at that, you are in some way here involved in some sort of spiritual warfare. And whether that is walking through life with a set of morals and guides that you, for the most part, follow very diligently, and it is like through example that you may prevent others from making bad choices, right? Like, if there's some sort of corruption or ill intent that's developing in a group, that could be kind of around you. As you function in your day-to-day, you, to some capacity, are not involved in that, and it is an example. It is an example without also necessarily being directly involved in the energy that I feel like may get sidetracked by this. Okay? So you don't have to, from what I'm saying, like, I don't want anyone to feel like, well, I feel like this is the kind of person who would be the leader of a church, or this is somebody who would be, no. This is usually the people that, and I feel like God, the universe, spirit, sends people in to these areas, because it's like, when you get into the real foundation of humanity, which is what I'm describing, that's where you can make the greatest change. Okay? Because that's like what I feel like is going on here. Now, some of you may even be sitting here and saying, you know what, I feel like I am being pulled into that path. I feel like I am getting involved in things that are not for my highest good, or it's pulling me in that direction. And it's just to realize, you do have this armor, and you can also protect yourself from it. Now, we go into here the mill, the snake, and the karma. This karma card is really interesting. It is the only card that is not explained in this book. And I actually need to talk to, I want to talk to the creator of this deck. She actually just sent me an email. I have to reply to her on some, anyways, my opinion on something that she's creating. But I find it really fascinating. There's another karma card here. And I do believe it came out in the extended in one of the other collective readings that I did. And it was about closing off. So it was literally like the scales of justice kind of image, where this is a familiar. This is a cat, and it's not described or explained. So to me, it appears as something that the magic of this is not explainable. And B, it's also something that helps make it very powerful. So for some of you, it could be an animal that protects you. This is your hard work. This is the mill. This is the hard work that you do and the results that you get from that hard work. The snake card symbolizes those that wish to undermine it. And then what comes in here? What can see it? If you have seen any videos where they are showing you the reflexes of cats, cats have quicker reflexes than snakes. There's a whole video of showing cats messing around with like cobras, all sorts of snakes. As fast as a snake can go, the cat is actually faster and incredibly flexible. Like, the cat may not take down the snake, but the cat can definitely defend against the snake. Its reflexes are faster. Your karma, the karma that is working for you, I do feel like there's some energies here that are trying to create negative karma, because they have come off some type of path here and they found themselves on a bad path. The cat is faster than this. The karmic energy, the armor, the spiritual armor that surrounds you has a faster reflex than the snake. So there's some sort of spiritual truth or path that you're breaking down and reestablishing here. You are protected by God with the talisman. The lily is peace. So it's almost like even minding your own friggin' business, doing your hard work, doing what it is that you need to do, growing in that, And this could be the representation of jealousy. It could be envy. It could be hate. But what is protecting you has a faster reflex than that. And what the other thing that I really love here too is look at how this naughty, we call it naughty energy, is so focused on whatever it is that you build. It's not even paying attention to the cat. The cat's gonna fucking take it down. Right? Look at that. The cat is like zoned right in on that. And the snake is paying too much attention to what it is that you have around you. Why? Because it is distracted by the wrong path. Easily. That's the energy that this is looking for. Okay. It's a big reading. All right. So I'm going to go into, why not, the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Very interesting. Oh my God. This is crazy. I love this reading. I just feel like there's like this divine power coming through in this reading. Just see these cards. All right. Just know that the laws of the universe, the laws of God, whatever that means to you, in its purest, truest, holiest form. I'm doing this on Easter Friday. I think I'm going to release it on the day that I do. A lot of times, by the time I get it like edited and whatnot, I'll have it coming up. We're going to release this today. This is your Easter Friday reading because I'm telling you, the Holy Spirit is around it, around you. All right. Interesting. To find the truest path. Oh, there's a very interesting energy here. Okay. I'm going to show you the cards quick and then we're going to get into talking about it, okay? So who you truly are, you have the Ace of Cups with Pisces. Very beautiful spiritual energy. Most people perceive you. Coffin, 10 of Cups. So I do want to say that there is family here that you've had an ending with. There are groups that you've had endings with here. The thing that a lot of people misunderstand about you is House and the 6 of Cups. This affects your image. Music, 9 of Pentacles. Very interesting. Hidden Agenda. Demon, Justice. That's amazing. That's amazing. Is that not amazing? I just need like a minute with that. There's goblins in this deck, okay? Just so you understand the significance of this. I don't think I've ever pulled out this card before in a reading for the collective or anything. I pulled it out once before asking about something going on in the world. I won't get into that. But usually like goblins. Goblins are like this energy that isn't... It's kind of like the flying monkeys. The goblins are the flying monkeys, right? They're not the source. This is the freaking source. This is the source. Your next move, you have Bridge and 3 of Wands. I want to say that this is crossing over to something. Expecting something, okay? Pay attention. What you really need to know about yourself. This again, I love it. You pulled out the 4 of Pentacles with the glove. This, look at how it's protecting you. You are so protected right now. It's crazy. All right. Your truest path is Mabon, and the Five of Pentacles. Oh, this has something to do with spiritual teachings, I feel like. This is not a path to abundance. Well, okay, I said that wrong. This is, well, it's not a path to those that are necessarily abundant. These are the energies of those that are lost in this demon energy. Okay, what's the underline? The moon. Yeah. Wow. And there's that Piscean energy again. Okay. You guys there's might even be something really significant for you guys in regards to any water element also representing you. Getting like Holy Grail energy with the Ace of Cups, and you know, talked about it on my channel before, that the Holy Grail is something within you. That is the safest place for it to exist, but it is also the hardest place for most people to figure out where it is. So that's who you really are. You are healing abundant energy. I do feel like there's been something here though. There's got to be something in your life that other people know about, because this is kind of like how most people are going to perceive you. The Ten of Cups coffin. So something in your life that's come to an end. It could be the dismantling of a family. It could be the dismantling of harmony. Or others. Okay, because this energy too, also because you have the snake in the middle there like that there's something about your energy that if you, and this isn't to put any kind of blame, because this is something that takes time in life, is to understand who you are. Because once you understand who you are, then you are capable of understanding what is around you. Because now you're looking at it through your own genuine eyes. But that can take some time to be able to pull that out and to find it after it's been covered in other people's ideals of who you should be, what society is trying to tell you. Because this is like, understand who you are. There's something like I feel like is really important about this reading. I feel like, oh, hello. Speaking of a familiar, that there's knowing yourself here is really important to understanding. We're having a purr moment here. All right, we're back. I just had to do a little edit there. We had to do a little bit of Larry love there. Had to give him love and appreciation for all the work he does for me. So understanding who you truly are is incredibly important here, because once you understand who you are, you're looking at your life and the things around you authentically, and it's not through any other lens that has been tried, that anything around you has tried to force you to view life through. This is a really interesting combination. I actually almost wonder if some of you could even be coming to this reading and you yourselves have made some sort of wealth through music. You could even be involved in the music industry. You could be doing something around the music industry right now. And actually, as I say that, that is really interesting with, you know, something going on there right now. Definitely justice against the demon. You're all part of this somehow. I don't know now how. Like all in your own little way. It's how you change what's around you and the ripple effect that that creates as a collective. Your next move is bridging the gap here But it's almost like you're walking over a bridge, or you will be. Expect this. When it appears, it could be, if some of you have found yourself on a path that is not for your highest good, some of you, it could be to gratefully go in a direction here that is not necessarily a lot of wealth and abundance. Because you may have built something up, really interesting, in wealth and abundance, possibly through music too, like the music industry. Fascinating that. But that has come to you through dark forces. Others of you, I get a message here where you may even heal others through music or sound. You may also affect frequency and vibration just all the time, just in your natural function, living your life here on earth. And in the truest path is usually walking where people feel lost, forgotten, destitute, and to bring appreciation into that energy. Now, I know like a lot of people are often coming to these readings and channels like this because you've kind of maybe suffered at the hands or had some sort of very difficult history with, darker narcissistic energy vampiring people. These are these are not them. These is the energy of those that aren't here to do the spiritual warfare, but they are the victims of it. So just you understand that. Like, I'm not talking to you and saying you need to go and you need to let these energies predate you. No. These are energies that have been predated. The Bridge and the Three of Wands. Damn. The Hierophant and the Emperor. I don't know. There's something coming out here. Both, like, that's showing up as the two strongest. All right. This is, I don't know how this is going to relate to you because this is really big, but in your own ways, or bridging the gap, you are creating, as it is above, so should it be below, and doing it properly. His hand is up in the air. So spiritual truth. And using that as leadership here in the 3D. You're bridging the gap between heaven and earth. That's what you're doing. You're bridging the gap between heaven and earth. Something's going to happen here. I feel like something's happening, like collectively, some type of intense justice. It's almost like a portal's been opened. Like some type of portal has been opened in some way that allows like divine justice to come through. What is going on with this demon injustice? The Ten of, oh my God, the Ten of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. just heard somebody's done something wrong to God's children. Innocence is going to be restored here. That's your hidden agenda, is to restore innocence. Where God's children were done wrong. And you are, what you really need to know is that you are covered in spiritual armor. The Three of Wands and a Page of Cups. Okay, some of you may be about to take on a role. Some of you, and I say about, I don't know how far ahead that is. I mean, it could be 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, because we've got 3 years twice with this Three of Wands. Some of you might be about to take on a leadership role of some form here. And you are meant to take on this role because this has been given to you by God. Like, this role is being given to you by God. And you can only receive it if you are literally resonating in the frequency of source. And I don't know. I mean, it has something to do with healing. Healing? Because you're, whether you are aware of this or not, right? Like, your hidden agenda, your soul's hidden agenda here is to undo the wrongs done to God's children. Music material gain. How this affects your image. The Four of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. I feel like there's someone coming to this reading that is somehow connected to something going on in the music industry right now. And you would say, like, a wrong done to God's children. Because on some level here, somebody that I'm reading for has an image that they have made wealth for themselves through music. But there's healing, like, this is about healing and rectifying the physical balances and checks that exist in a system. You're Pisces with the Ace of Cups. This is who you are. So spiritual, right? To me, Pisces is my most spiritual zodiac sign. The Knight of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Absolute truths. Truths within your heart and truth within your mind and your knowing. Your drive. Okay, who you are, your drive increases when both your heart and your mind are in true resonance with Source. Now here's the other thing, because the 12th house also represents prisons and isolation. And this is justice. I don't know who is coming into this reading, but there's something going on here where you are specifically involved in some type of wrongdoing that's been going on in the music industry. Because music is incredibly significant in terms of the frequency and the vibration that exists for man. And you have some sort of, and it might actually, someone here too, I'm just getting really specific. Somebody here has from the point they came down on earth, this spiritual mission was destined for them. And they are going to be opening up to it. The House and Six of Cups. There's something about who you are in the past is how most people see you. But, well, that's interesting because that's not how you're going to be seen moving forward. Strength card and the Two of Pentacles. I kind of feel like people do not understand exactly what choices and decisions you're making. And possibly even the courage it takes to make them. If you are someone that is involved in a type of industry or, yeah, you know, just to use that word, and there's something horribly wrong in that, but that is also where you have built and created your own wealth and prosperity. If you need to correct this wrong, I can honestly see how you could be going into Mabon and the Five of Pentacles is your truest path. Be grateful with what you have and come out of whatever this group energy is. The Five, this Mabon and the Five of Pentacles. You have the harvest that you need. Wow, the Eight of Cups. Somebody has got to walk away from something here. Ten of Cups coffin. The Fool, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Perceive you. There is some type of group think that believes that you end relationships for status. It's really funny because you don't. Like, this energy is like a spiritual warrior. Again, I just want to say there's some level of projection. I mean, you could have been somebody who was in some type of group dynamic here. That people would have perhaps perceived as quite healthy and joyous. But something wasn't right with the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. There's some type of manipulation or a sneaky energy going on. And maybe this is something that you have removed yourself from and people understand that. Whoa, we're ending with the Knight of Swords and Justice. Something is coming in really fast here. The demon about to get slayed. About to get slayed. That's what I have for you guys, collective reading. I'm gonna go do the extended. I think in the extended, I'm gonna look at the underlying energies. I just want to get the stories behind those. Or look at them more deeply. I'm really curious about that cat and the snake there. I just love that. That cat. Oh, but actually, as I look at this, see how the snake's head is almost kind of turned a little bit, like it's starting to understand that I've been distracted. And karma's coming for me. This should be interesting. There you go, everybody. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.